I've been with the Hollywood Fire for about 19 years. Okay, I'm a lieutenant now, finally. And I started putting together, like, that's from my private collection over there, okay? And I have a lot more, okay? I would have filled this whole room, but didn't want to bore you guys. That's for next year, okay? I realized that not a lot of people in the city know about their fire department, okay? It's just something that you take for granted, which is fine. You know, you dial 911, we're there, you know, it's our job. But not a lot of people, including our own firefighters, know about our history. And I believe in order to have pride in something, in order to you know, really appreciate something, you have to know where you came from, okay? We hire a lot of young people now that don't know how hard and difficult it was back then. And I'll let you guys touch anything you want, and I'll let you see how much lighter everything has become throughout history. Except the helmets, though. The helmets have become a little heavier, and you'll see that later. Okay. So without further ado, this had sound, but the sound guy, you know, he couldn't hook it up. So I'll just sing through it. Okay. Okay. City of Hollywood was chartered, of course, as you guys know, in 1925. The fire department was formed shortly after under the direction of C.B. Moody, which is right over there. And the first fire chief was R.N. Hershey. And the fire department was then comprised of only 19 men and 2 pieces of fire apparatus, okay?
Was that a paid department?
It was part of an insurance, and then later it came, because back then they had, you know, if it's a small city or a town, they're usually volunteer. But then they started getting paid, okay? So those are some of the firehouses there. I'll go through them in a little bit. This one, coincidentally, the one in the middle, I found that photo online. It's an original photo, okay? It has R.N. Hershey. I believe this is he right here. And I honestly don't know where that fire station was in our city, okay? I really don't know. I thought it was fake. I thought it was written underneath. You can barely see the words Hollywood Fire Department 1927. But to this day, I don't know where that firehouse existed, so I'll keep researching. All right. The city first purchased a 750-gallon per minute American LaFrance pumper and one 750 GPM ladder pumper combination. Coincidentally, if you guys ever go to Station 74, which is our headquarters, that one is still on display. Okay, can't ride it, doesn't start, but I can make all the noise you want, and we can pretend. All right. That was our old patch, by the way. Since the late 1950s, the Hollywood Fire Department has been providing EMS services to the citizens of Hollywood, which back then it was nothing more than just picking someone up, patching their injuries, taking them to the hospital or to the morgue. Okay, this was our first quote-unquote rescue. All right. And it was donated by a funeral home, okay? It's a 1948 Henny Packard. I've been trying to track this one down, but no dice. All right, that was a rescue squad, okay? In the 1970s, when EMS was in its infancy, the Hollywood Fire Department became one of the first fire departments in the state to pioneer the improvement and efficiency of pre-hospital care by having some of its firefighters become paramedics, which enabled higher survivability rates for all injuries and ailments. That continues today. I mean, we keep improving our care. Every 2 or 3 weeks, something else comes down the pike on how to improve strokes, how to deal with the heart attacks, all that stuff. Okay, so we're always constantly training to help you guys out. Okay.
Thank you.
We're here for you. Okay. So in 1987, the department officially changed its name to Hollywood Fire Rescue, okay, because we no longer were just fighting fires. We had the rescue aspect come into it, EMS, to better reflect its commitment to providing emergency medical services. In 1995, beach safety was incorporated into the operations division of the fire department. In 1996, the name was again changed to the Hollywood Fire Rescue and Beach Safety Department, which is what it's named today. So who knows what will happen tomorrow. Maybe we'll be Hollywood Fire Rescue, Beach Safety, and Bomb Squad or something like that, okay? So who knows? Who knows? I hope not either. All right, yeah, let's hope it doesn't get to that. Coincidentally, there was a program here in the 40s and 50s where police and fire rode in the same car. Okay, so you can imagine the mayhem that ensued, because do you go to the crime in progress or do you go to the fire in progress? You see what I'm saying? So that quickly dissolved. Okay, our fire apparatus. In my research, I have never seen a department with more varied fire apparatus than this one, okay? Which is fine, because as time goes by, new technology comes out, bigger tanks, better equipment, you know, bigger pumps. And so if you want, I can go through all those. They're very, very interesting each, but I can come back to those. Now, this one here on the bottom right is still at our training. Okay, that's American La France, 1980 something. That's 1937 up there, Seagrave. This one was on the beach for a while. That's a Ford. This one here is still in service, and that one over there is a 38 something or other. I don't know. Yes, thank you very much. We'll go with that. Okay, our ambulances. Now, how many of you guys know of Hollywood Fire Rescue? Okay. So you guys know of us, all right? But you know us, all right? How many of you guys know that we're one of the busiest fire departments in the state? All right. How many of you know that we're one of the busiest fire departments in the country? Okay, very good. It's hard to believe, all right? Such a small city, we are one of the busiest in the state and the country. Every year, Firehouse Magazine, which is a trade publication that comes out, it's international, they have a national run survey, all right? And let's see, in 2015, we had this is all the departments in the country, all right? We had Hollywood had the 21st busiest battalion chief. He's the chief, he's all right, he can work. All right. Now, busiest station, Hollywood Station 5. Okay, that's the one on Taft. That's number 24 in the country. 24th busiest fire station in the country. Okay, you guys didn't know that, did you? All right, okay. That's the one we infamously refer to as the House of Pain. Yeah, because we just get battered there. All right, busiest engine. Engine 5, 34th busiest in the country. Okay, of all the fire departments. I want you to take notice of this when you see us out on the road. Yes, all of them.
Fire departments are there in the country?
The ones that entered here are 240 of the biggest ones. Who asked that question? Oh, there you go. All right, all right, sorry. 240 entered this year. Okay, that year, and more and more. You know, but we usually maintain that number throughout the years. Okay. Now, busiest ambulances. This is why I brought this up. Okay, it just coincides with that slide. Rescue 5, which is at the station 5, is the 7th busiest rescue in the country. Okay? So I want you guys to take that home and, you know, digest that for a little bit. Rescue 5, okay, 7th busiest in the country. Busiest hazmat truck, we do have a hazmat station, and I'll be talking about that as well. Number 30 in the country. Okay, we do run a lot of hazmat calls, a lot of gas leaks, a lot of anything that's odds and ends. We call it the special ops, station. Okay, and they deal with everything. Yeah, you guys heard about that truck that overturned in the port? We were there, 6 hours. Okay. Total calls, Hollywood. Now, bear in mind we're a 6-station department, and we cover about 38 square miles. All right. Oddly enough, we run into BSO, Dania, a lot. Okay, I don't know why, but you know we cover them as well. They cover us fairly. To be fair, they cover us a lot. We run out of rescues from time to time. So we are the 92nd overall busiest fire department in the country. Okay, overall now. All right, so let's get back.
Question, how does that compare to Hallandale?
Hallandale is probably on their 1,200th call. We just broke 5,300 the other day. For the year so far, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, and I'll go over it here. I'm not going to leave any stone unturned, believe me. Okay. Okay, so I wanted to touch on the ambulances since this slide came up. Okay. Of course, I already spoke about the Henny Packard up there. I couldn't get a really good picture, okay, because I'm trying to track the photos down to the fire department. It's really difficult. But those are the van type ambulances that you kind of see once in a while from the private ambulance companies. Then you have the little one there, the box type, and then that's when you start getting into these more modern ones. Now, the highest mileage rescue we have in service today is 217,000 miles. It has 217,000 miles, and those things, yeah, they're delicate because we have run them to the ground. Okay, we have run them to the ground. Okay, so and this is our final generation, or last generation here, which is very economic on fuel and all that, and they tend to last a lot longer. Okay. Okay, our aerial apparatus. Now, this is something that was near and dear to my heart. Okay, I'm a lieutenant now, which means I ride on the rescue. All right. Here's the way it breaks down. The captain's on the engine, the fire engine, with a driver and a firefighter. All right. There's a lieutenant and 2 firefighters on the rescues, and in the aerials, it's 2 drivers. All right. These are our aerials. Now, I don't know if you guys know that we were one of the only fire departments in the state to have an aerial, a tractor-drawn aerial, which is a tiller truck, which you guys know as the hook and ladder. Okay, the state, we were like number 6. Only 6 fire departments in the state had one of those hook and ladder trucks. And since 1940, I think this is the 40s, yeah, they had a tiller truck. And that used to be my baby right here. I used to drive back here and up front. So, but in I think 2014, yeah, they got rid of it and they got the new ones, which broke a lot of our hearts. Okay.
What height can they reach?
It depends. We have multiple ones in the city. This one here was 100 feet. Okay, and the reason why we kind of needed that articulation is like in the beach. Okay, the beach is very tight. So believe it or not, that can, I mean, we can zigzag through cones like you wouldn't believe. But the new ones that they got, I was a lieutenant already when they got the new one, so I really can't tell you how it drives. But they say it can squeeze in the beach, so we'll hope we never find out.
Yeah.
When we had that terrible accident with the water tower at Sheridan and
Yeah.
did they?
No, it couldn't reach up there. And you'll see now, I have a slide of that. Yes, ma'am.
I was going to ask, 'cause I know when I came out of New York City, so, you know.
Oh, yeah.
The bigger ones and everything. But I was going to ask, are they planning to get them, since they're building so many things?
Yeah, the one we have, we have 2 of these in the city. Okay, 2 aerials in the city. They are about, I believe, 100 to 150 feet. Okay, I think the smallest reach is 75 feet. All right. And then if we can't reach, I think BSO has one that we bring into the city whenever we have something that we really can't control. Okay. So these are the ones throughout history. Now this one over here is just an aerial truck that I threw in there that belonged to us. It wasn't articulating, so, but yeah, that was my baby. Okay. All right, now here we go. The department we serve, it's an ISO Class 1 fire department. I know a lot of people don't realize that. Oh, what are you saying? All those calls and you're a Class 1 fire department? I can't believe it. Well, yes, we are. And I'll explain that. We've got 6 fire stations throughout the city. We have 8.5 fire trucks, rescue trucks. Okay, there's 1 part-time 12-hour truck at Station 31, which is the Hazmat one. Right, we're trying to make that full-time because that station gets beaten up. All right.
Where is the station?
It's right in front of the police station on Hollywood Boulevard.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And that's, as a matter of fact, they're the first ones that responded to that fire, that big fire where those 3 people died the other day, the car fire. Yeah, there was right down the street. Okay. 6 fire engines, 2 aerial apparatus, 2 command vehicles. We have 200 line personnel working on 3 different shifts, 24-hour shifts. Okay, so we're on duty 24 hours. All right. 80% of our calls is EMS. I have half a mind to call us Hollywood Rescue Fire at this point. Okay, which is fortunate. Okay, we are the only occupation that actively works to put itself out of business. You know, go figure, because we're always teaching fire safety. You know, that's something that nobody ever thinks of. We're constantly thinking of fire safety and fire prevention, so we don't want to meet you guys in a fire. We don't want anybody to lose their home and you know, their property. But, or lives, yeah. So, but unfortunately, a lot of our calls are EMS related. Heart attacks, falls, trip and falls, all that stuff, strokes, all that. And so I said 38 earlier, it's 31 square miles, including the beaches. All right. That's what I talked about earlier on the calls. Okay. Last year we broke for the first time 30,000 calls. Okay, and that was just our calls. We got 31,089 calls, but that's not including the calls we run into Dania as well. That's about another 1,000 something calls. Okay, so we get, yes, ma'am.
How many stations did Dania have? Just that one?
Well, here's the thing. They're part of BSO. Okay, so, you know, my personal opinion is I don't know why a bigger department is calling a smaller department. You know, that's like the Marine Corps calling for the Cub Scouts to help. Okay, and somebody asked about Hallandale. Oddly enough, Hallandale never calls us for mutual aid. Occasionally they'll call us because they run out of rescues as well, but we're always running into Dania. Okay, which is something they're hopefully going to fix, because remember, you know, anytime one of our trucks is out of the city, that means one less truck to take care of you guys. Okay, all right. Let's see. Okay, Class 1 rating, which not a lot of people know about. In 2001, the department was evaluated by the ISO, Insurance Service Organization, and after years of unsuccessful attempts at improving our services and department as a whole, Hollywood Fire Rescue was finally awarded the prestigious and highly coveted Class 1 rating, of which about 44,000 fire service districts inspected by the ISO nationwide, of which a little over 50 have received that title. Okay, so we are one of approximately 50 to 60 departments in the country that have an ISO class rating of 1. Okay. The Insurance Service Organization. Yeah. Every few years they come to the city, they collect a lot of information from us, all the jurisdictions in the country, and they assign a public protection classification from 1 to 10. The ratings rank fire departments by how technically advanced they are, how good their response times are to emergencies, and how highly trained they are in response to them. Class 1 represents a superior property fire protection. I had to throw that in there because, you know, come on, I had to sell my fire department, all right? And that's our fire department. Such ratings are highly coveted because all commercial insurance rates are based on the ISO ratings, which help to attract new businesses through the rates, okay? Okay, and this is what we have to do to keep the Class 1 rating. In addition to running calls, training for our many regional fire and EMS certifications, and overall station vehicle and physical maintenance and administration, we are also required to perform extra duties in order to maintain our elite ISO Class 1 rating. Annually, we must test and service the 9,000 fire hydrants that exist within the city to maintain their effectiveness, and the 10,000 plus feet of hose that we have throughout the city. Okay, so as a matter of fact, we start testing them now this month. I don't know why they wait till the heat, but then again, South Florida. Yeah. So twice per year, we must inspect and update all files on the over 13,000 businesses that work in the city. Okay.
Question?
Yes, ma'am.
How come when the chief refuses to send a fire inspector on an illegal occupancy of a home?
I don't know.
The Broward County Fire will do it.
They'll do it? And you called Station 74? The fire chief?
I spoke to the chief personally.
Really? I tell you what you can do, get with me after and I'll give you a number for the fire bureau, the fire inspection bureau, and they should gear you in the right direction, steer you in the right direction.
You have fire inspectors, don't you?
Yeah, we do. Well, you'll hear about it. Okay, since everyone are members of the firefighter paramedic, we must also undergo and log an additional 240 plus hours of mandatory fire training every year. Okay? So if you apply for the city, I think it's like that in the entire state. You have to become a paramedic within 4 years here. You can't just be a firefighter. Those days are gone. Our personnel, all right. Hollywood Fire Rescue maintains one of the highest standards in the state of Florida for selecting candidates. All our candidates are professionally screened to meet our high standards, then are put through our intensive 9-week training academy. They're then given 1 year as a probationary firefighter to prove themselves before they become permanent employees. All our firefighters are trained, cross-trained as paramedics as well, with yearly certification in CPR, advanced cardiac life support, and any updated training and equipment. And believe me, they update the equipment very often. We are now testing in the field. Actually, no, it's part of our inventory now, but we were testing it for a while. It's like a machine that helps us, it's like CPR, okay? It's a machine you strap around the person, and it pumps the heart for you, okay, which is pretty neat. So, and that helps us, manage our limited personnel as best as possible, okay? One of the things, since 1996, let me give you the run numbers, okay? All right. I got hired in 98. Since 96 saw 21,817 calls in the city. All right, oh, those days. All right, since then, we've gone up 10,000 calls per year. All right, we have not had an increase in personnel since then. So we've been managing as best as possible the personnel we have with the rising calls, the call volume. Okay. Let's see here. So these are some pictures that I found. Again, if anybody knows, there's a young lady here that said one of her neighbors has photos of the fire department. If you guys know anybody that has photos of the fire department, send them my way. I'll give you my number because I'm always interested in this stuff. Ah, I did it again. No. Yeah. All right. Okay, who mentioned the tower, the water tower? Okay, I don't know if you guys remember that water tower. Okay, it was long ago. I'd say maybe 14 years ago, 15 years ago, because it happened when I was working here already. I think I was a probationary firefighter, so yeah, maybe 18 years ago. All the time flies. Well, yeah, I was a probie back then, and I remember one of the guys fell into the actual empty water tower. Okay, yeah, and we had to go up there. None of the ladders made it up there. Okay, okay, Hollywood Fire Rescue provides first-class emergency services utilizing top-notch training and state-of-the-art equipment. With ever-evolving technology and training, we're able to offer more services than we ever did in the past. In addition to putting out fires, we also respond to, and this is what a lot of people don't realize. They think, fire and that's it. Automobile accidents and entrapments, high and low angle rescues, hazardous material incidents, aircraft emergencies. I don't know if you guys remember that aircraft that landed on the turnpike. All right, we get it all here in Hollywood, huh? Decontamination situations, hurricane emergencies. That's what this unfortunate fella here. Medical calls, confined space rescues, and dive water rescues. Okay. Fire suppression, of course, we do fight fires, is the backbone of the fire service, more so to a Class 1 fire department, whether it's residential or commercial structure, a trailer, a vehicle, watercraft, aircraft, or even wildland. We do have some brush fires here that are way back there that we have to hump all that hose in there and try to find it and put it out. We always respond swiftly and decisively to minimize the loss of life, limb, and property. We have about 6 minutes in the middle of the night to wake up, get all our stuff together, and get out the door. Okay? Now, that's from our standing to your house, 6 minutes. Okay? So, and it just so happens that the worst calls come when we just sat down to eat and take a shower or something like that, always. So, but hey, that's what we signed up for, okay? All right. Emergency medical services. All right, this is my favorite slide here. Hollywood Fire Rescue provides state-of-the-art advanced life support, care, and transport. The department works closely with area hospitals to ensure a chain of survival from the scene to the hospital. Some of the calls we respond to are falls, strokes, trouble breathing, shortness of breath, chest pains, heart attacks, a lot of those. Motor vehicle accidents, and bear in mind we have Sterling, Griffin, Hollywood Boulevard, and Pembroke Road, as well as the Turnpike in 95. Okay, so we get a lot of car accidents. Amputations, gunshots, stabbings, attempted suicides, labor, childbirths. I delivered a baby the other day. Pediatric emergencies, and diabetic and blood pressure emergencies. Okay, in addition to toothaches, flus, colds, stubbed toes, sore muscles, minor cuts, scrapes, rashes, nail pain. We've had people call for shampoo in the eyes, over-the-counter medication, being intoxicated, or for no reason at all. Okay, and this is why, I mean, it is comical to see, except when it's the middle of the night, and, but here's the way this impacts the community, okay? If we're at one of those calls, and we're 3 blocks down from where you are, by law, we cannot leave them, okay? You have to wait with your emergency for the next incoming closest rescue, all right? So while it is, yeah, it's unbelievable that people call for this stuff, we have to respond. All right. I don't know how we can, you know, change it, but we're working on it. And you have to treat everybody the same. Okay. I believe in education. Okay, and educating the public on what we're there for. Okay. We are an advanced life support service for, like I said, gunshot wounds, amputations, all that stuff. Some people have no clue. Some people, they just, look, I ran out of my medication. Okay, well, you know, what do you want us to do? We don't have that, your medication. Shampoo in the eyes. Somebody called the other day because they thought they were a werewolf. Okay, they thought they heard a werewolf. That's what it was. I'm like, wow, okay. You know. Well, that's a BSO system, because we went from Hollywood. Hollywood used to have its dispatch, which is awesome because they were local. They knew their city. Now it's BSO sitting somewhere, and you know, I mean, yeah, that's all I got to say about that.
Besides, that has to make it even harder to cell phones.
Yeah, it does. It makes it a little more difficult. Yes, ma'am. Oh, I'm sorry. No screening. Like she asked, it's a BSO system. Now, the way Miami-Dade does it is they have a 2-tier system. If it's one of those minimal calls, you'll wait till one of their available units, become available. But of course, it makes sense. I mean, you know, yes, sir.
What about the fire rescue fee, like for automobile accident?
What about? Yeah, they just reinstated a fee to see if we can cut down on those calls.
How much is the fee going to be?
It's, I believe, $160 for residents and $200 for out of city. As
So it should
city.
be reported to the media.
I would love for this to get out. Okay, maybe it will. Hint, hint. All right, who knows?
Well, it is part of the information that you get from the city if you sign up for their email, because it is there.
Well, the city doesn't really like reporting that stuff, you know, but because it is part of the 30,000 calls. And District 5, that's Station 5, the 7th busiest rescue, they respond. District 5, this is District 5 here, responds to a lot of those calls because they just don't know. Folks don't know. We have a very big a transient population here, and they just, usually when it rains, when it's cold outside, that's when they call. And, you know, it breaks my heart, but what do you want me to take you to the hospital for? Well, I want a warm bed. You know, I appreciate the guys that are honest, but you know, you want to help everybody, but I actually want to help the folks that need the help. Okay, the emergency, the critical help. Hazardous materials team. Okay, that's the station on Hollywood Boulevard. Hollywood Fire Rescue's Hazmat team responds to accidental or intentional release of dangerous biological, chemical, or nuclear agents in the environment, and is based at Station 31, which is right in front of the. Actually, it's more in front of the justice, the courthouse. Team members must complete 160 hours of special training at our training facility and be certified as hazmat technicians before applying for assignment to the team. Once they're on, they undergo weekly training to maintain their near-perfect record. I'm not just saying that because I used to be part of the team. Surface water rescue. We used to be a, I guess for lack of a better phrase, a submersible water rescue team, all right, which means we could dive into the water. We've since gotten away from that, whereas we're more surface now. Basically, the person has to be seen going down underwater for us to go in the water, but you know, we know how to hold our breath and dive down. Okay. So, Hollywood firefighters also provide rapid intervention on surface water emergencies in the many waterways within the city, including the Intercoastal Waterway, Port Everglades, and even surrounding cities. Our surface water rescue team is comprised of over 30 active firefighters who volunteer for the team and are dispersed throughout our stations. Surface water rescue team responds to an average of 40 incidents per year, including cars into canals, boating accidents, and drownings, and work closely with our technical rescue team. Technical Rescue Team, wow. Hollywood's Fire Rescue Technical Rescue Team, TRT, responds to extraordinary response situations such as building collapses, confined space entrapments, heavy vehicle extrications, and high-angle rescues. Basically, if there's a car that's mangled, anything, you'll see them out there. They are, Station 5 just got another rescue, but it's almost like you're robbing Peter to pay Paul because they took the rescue from here. So now this station is getting crushed. All right, and I'll explain to you, how, since we closed one station, how we're spread out now. And those are the guys that went up on that tower that one time. Beach safety. Hollywood Fire Rescue's Beach Safety Division ensures year-round safety of the thousands of beach patrons that visit Hollywood's beaches annually. Excuse me. It maintains 8 stations, 21 lifeguard towers, 13 land-based vehicles, emergency vehicles, 2 personal watercraft, and 5 AEDs, 5 automated external defibrillators. Fire training, okay. 11,000 square feet state-of-the-art fire training facility that includes a high-tech, fully functional burn building to give our firefighters a very true experience while training. That means this building down here, we can set any room on fire. Okay, to simulate an actual fire. The heat, because we can't simulate the smoke. All right. It's state accredited, trains multiple fire departments and their recruits. I think Fort Lauderdale has had their recruits there at one time or another. Barry University uses their trainees there, and there's a maritime place that trains their guys there as well. In addition, 56th Avenue, yes. We used to, our fire training academy used to be in the water treatment plant before, and that was not pleasant. Not pleasant at all. Oh yeah, not pleasant. Well, yeah, they had you roll around in questionable stuff. So, yes ma'am.
Do you receive any funds when you loan out your facility?
Yes, they do, and it goes into the general fund for the city, yeah. It's been operating as a fire station, because it was originally built as it could be a 7th fire station in case of an emergency. Okay, it's been operating as a fire station since 2015, when Station 45 out west got closed down. Okay, so we'll see how long it takes to build the other station. I think they've demolished it now, or I think they may have one wall left, and then they're going to build a new one there. It hosts an annual open house event in May. If you haven't been, I welcome you to it because it is really good. You get to learn about what we do, and the police are there as well. Okay, Firehouse 5, the House of Pain. All right. That's how it looks today. It houses 12 personnel, 1 fire engine, 2 rescue trucks, Rescue 5 and 205, has 1 aerial platform and 1 battalion chief. That's what it used to be when it was Station 1. That was on 19th and Polk. Okay? Then it closed down and it became this one down here, which is now a Barry University building. Okay? And now that's how she sits today.
Where is it located?
It's just north of Taft on Dixie Highway. Yeah. And this one was further south. So the way they redistrict, they moved our fire stations so that we have a better, quicker responses to a lot of areas in the city.
Anthony,
Yes, ma'am.
you ever get stopped by the train?
All the time. As a matter of fact, we know when that train stops, somebody's either been hit or a car's been hit. But we get stuck in the train sometimes. Yeah, we get stuck in the train.
You go west of
Oh
the
yeah.
tracks.
Oh yeah.
And then we're going to add Brightline and add 32 more trains?
Is that what it is? Oh Lord.
Well, less cars on the roads getting accidents.
Yeah, that's true. Hopefully. Okay, this is Firehouse 31. That's the Hazmat Station. The home to our Hazmat and Technical Rescue teams, houses 7 to 10 personnel. This is the one that has the one full-time rescue and the 1 part-time rescue. The part-time rescue operates from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. All right.
What is that sculpture that's out in front of you?
That's on that top one. It would be to the left-hand side. It's not in the photo. It's a memorial. Every year, all our firefighters retired that pass away, we put their name on it. Okay, so 1 fire engine, 1 full-time rescue, 1 part-time rescue, and the Hazmat, the heavy rescue truck you see on all the big calls. This is a really big truck you see out there, and that has everything. And that's how it looks. All right. Firehouse 40, now this is the beach. Okay. Houses 6 personnel, 1 fire engine, 1 rescue truck, and beach safety has the other side to it. Because I mean, when I saw this thing, I thought it was overkill. But
Yeah.
since we share it now with beach safety, you know, that's how this building here hasn't been torn down yet. I think parking or something like that has it. They took control of it, and then of course that was when it was Station 2 down there, when our fire trucks were white.
Yeah.
Firehouse 45. Okay, this is the one that's being torn down. All right, this was my house for a while. This had one of the big ladder trucks that the tiller trucks. All right, a rescue and a fire engine. But they found mold, there was some asbestos in there, bed bugs, all that, so they decided to close it down. Okay, it was it was actually the oldest fire station we had, so they figured it's time. Okay, that was on 64th and Taft, just north.
Okay.
Yeah, just not, yeah. That was affectionately or infamously called the Wild Wild West. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, that was my house for a while. It was packed. And one of the things about the firehouses now is that they're so impersonal. You know, you hardly ever see anybody, only when you go on calls, and that kind of takes the fun out of it. Yeah. You want to mesh with these guys. We all eat our meals together, and I'll explain to you how we do that. Because I know a lot of people have questions. Oh, you guys go shopping on duty? Yeah, but we're always on duty. We always have our radios on us, and if like it has happened a million times before, we are about to pay for our groceries, which we pay every day. Each firefighter gives $20, and from there, you know, we give it to the drivers, and they'll cook something for us. We usually eat it cold, but better than nothing. Okay. So yeah, anytime you see us on the street on duty, we always have a radio, and we're always usually in our district, and we can respond to any call in the city. So this housed 8 personnel, 1 fire engine, 1 rescue truck, 1 ladder tiller truck. That ladder tiller truck is no longer with the city, but its replacement is at Station 74, which you'll see next, which is our headquarters. Coincidentally, the rescue that was at this station is now at the training, place that I showed you, and they sent another rescue to Pembroke Pines Station 33, which used to be West Hollywood. Okay, all that used to belong to Hollywood as well. It was just considered West Hollywood, so they sold it to Pembroke Pines, and there you have it. So I thought that was it was a pretty neat picture there. I never knew it till I spent some time there. So, yes, sir.
The casino property, Seminole, do you respond at all there?
We respond sometimes, yeah. Especially now since they're doing a $2 billion renovation. They call us sometimes.
But drug overdose, those are the what was the name, Smith?
Oh, yes, that was there. And as a matter of fact,
You guys are not responding?
no, the crew from that station responded to that. That's right. Yeah,
But they never contributed anything to the city of Hollywood in the...
they don't quote me on this, and I'm 90% sure, but I believe they do have a contract with Seminole. Don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. Now, Seminole has a pretty good fire department now. So they have, I think, 1 big station off of State Road 7. But occasionally, we go in there and help them out. Especially now, since they're renovating all that stuff, they count on us a lot more. But this is the station that did respond for Anna Nicole Smith. All right. Firehouse 74. Okay, not a very modest firehouse, huh? This houses our headquarters, our fire bureau, our administration, and our EOC, our emergency communications. This is on Sterling, 27th and Sterling. Okay. This services Dania BSO. That's where they usually call us out. That's where I'm stationed now. It houses 9 personnel, 1 fire engine, 1 rescue truck. The battalion chief is in there, and it's temporarily housing Ladder 45. Now, this small building that's down here is where our current training is on 56th Avenue. Okay. So that used to be Station 74, dilapidated, and it was a mess. So, all right. Station 105, that's a relatively new station. It doesn't have a past. Houses 6 personnel, 1 fire engine, and 1 rescue truck. It's on the south end of Federal Highway, South Federal. Yeah. Yes. But the few times that Hallandale does call us, that's the station that responds. Okay. And it's relatively busy because there was a time where the rescue from here was at Station 5, so they split that district up and split both the rescues up, which they ended up having to put another rescue back into Station 5 because it's just so darn busy. Okay, the Fire Prevention Bureau, which somebody asked back there. Bureau of Fire Prevention and Life Safety exists to prevent or limit the occurrence of fire incidences, to make sure buildings are safe to occupy, to make sure fire protection systems are in place and maintained, and effectively utilize education and enforcement to protect our citizens from the ravages of fire. This is why I tell you we're the only occupation that actively works to put itself out of business. Yeah. The Bureau enforces all applicable life safety and fire protection requirements of the NFPA, National Fire Protection Association, Florida Fire Prevention Code, the Florida Building Code, and the City of Hollywood Municipal Code of Ordinances. All Bureau fire inspectors are State of Florida certified firefighter paramedics and State of Florida and Broward County certified fire inspectors. So they are active firefighter paramedics as well. So they have to go through the same training we do and the same recertifications that we do as well. So. You, sir, asked, I'll put you in touch with them before we leave, okay?
I'll email you the chief's response.
Okay, all right, perfect. I want you to be, have, closure with that, because anytime I go into a house that is just, we got a lot of hoarders in Hollywood. And it's not only bad for them, but it's bad for us, because in the middle of the night, something happens, even if it's a heart attack and they're way back there, we can't get to you. And God forbid there's a fire or something, you're stuck. So that's why I always try to report that as quickly as possible. Okay. Let's see. Inspectors review all new commercial building plans prior to permits being issued. They work with the building department to ensure all building plans comply with national, state, and local codes. They inspect new construction sites, test all fire protection systems to ensure they are functional and meet fire code compliance, and conduct annual inspections to ensure compliance is maintained. I don't know if you guys know about our Facebook page. All right, I administer the Facebook page. I did a story on one of our fire inspectors he was in the Miami Dolphins. Mac Moore, there you go. In 1985, he was signed up with the Dolphins. Yeah. And there's some neat pictures we have of him, so that's our claim to fame. Okay. He's going to be retiring in about 3 months, but he's a towering man, The Explorer program, it's something where if you have kids, if you have nieces, nephews, grandkids, or anything like that, they're interested in doing something in the fire service, they don't know, send them to us. We have an Explorer program. It's for young adults 14 to 20 years of age who are interested in learning about a career in the fire service. The main focus of the program is to educate about careers in the fire and EMS fields. Teaches young kids the skills that will not only benefit them in this field, but also helps them succeed in life. I've been wanting to get involved in that, because of my military past. So I think I can whip some kids into shape. Yeah. The program is run by our own off-duty firefighters who volunteer their time. Other services that we provide, I tell everybody, look, our firehouses are yours. Okay, you want to go in there, just go in. Okay, I mean, if we're busy, we're busy. You guys understand that. But I like taking folks around, showing them the fire trucks. The more you know about us, okay, the better it is. All right. Blood pressure checks, if you want your blood pressure checked at any fire station, we're available. School and association presentations, I love doing those. And participate in the CERT and Safe Place programs. Okay. Any burning questions? You like that, huh? Okay. Yes, ma'am.
I saw something on TV about a month ago. It was out in California. I'm just wondering, since we are also surrounded by water, whether or not anyone has taken note, or if you're going to be getting them, they have the fire department with those water jets that can come out of the water and actually take care of something on a bridge.
Oh, really?
Yes. And this is new. In California, they showed it and everything. And I'm just wondering whether or not you even know about it.
I don't know about them. but then again, I'm stuck on a rescue. Right. But one thing about us is that we have our training facility and our training instructors. They are on top of all this stuff. So they're always keeping up with the trends in fire prevention and firefighting and all that. So anytime they see something worthwhile, they'll either get a grant for it or ask to have it, to lend it. And they will you know, what they call beta testing, I guess, for in computers, but we'll test it. And then if it suits our application, that's fine. So, yes, ma'am.
Wait,
Hello.
Hi. Hi, everybody. I want to thank Anthony for taking the time to do this, because you all heard how busy our firefighters are. And I also want to thank the Historical Society for putting this together and being informative. But I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
You mentioned how hard you're working and how busy our fire stations are. Is there a shortage of firemen at this particular time in Hollywood?
Yeah, there, like I mentioned before, since 1996, we haven't had an increase in personnel. One of the unfortunate things that a lot of folks they apply to our fire department just for training, and then they go to other fire departments. Okay, that's unfortunate because it never used to be like that. Hollywood was the cream of the crop, and you know, we were on top of things. Things are getting better. Things are improving. You know, but yeah, since 1996, we have not had an increase in staffing. So, what other thing that I was going to say, I got you.
That's okay.
One other thing that I was going to say that just, you know, but I'll get back to it. Okay, so go ahead.
No, I just was wondering why the fire truck rolls when you call for an ambulance.
Because if we're stuck down the street with somebody with a stubbed toe, okay, you have to wait to the next rescue from the next district over.
Okay.
So the closest fire truck, okay, fire department vehicle is the engine belonging to that district. So they can administer basic life support. You know, so they'll usually roll. Now, if it's a cardiac arrest, the engine usually rolls with the rescue because we need the extra manpower.
Right.
You know, so that's why a lot of people, hey, I called rescue. Why is there a fire truck here? Well, we're all firefighter paramedics.
It seems like invariably the fire truck shows up before the
So
rescue truck does.
that tells you that our rescues are so busy that the engines have to run on the medical calls until we get there. I mean, we've had our aerial apparatus run on medical calls until a rescue is available. Yeah, so.
That's sad.
Yeah,
That's really
it's
sad.
dangerous actually.
And it seems like, I know you said there was 6 people at the fire station down on by Hallandale.
Yes.
Now, that's got to be, what, 2 guys a shift?
No, six people per shift. Yeah, no, each.
Oh, 6
Yeah,
people
when I
per
talk about
shift.
that, it's 6 people per shift, 6
Oh, I
firefighters per
thought-
shift. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what I was going to ask.
Yeah,
Yeah,
6
I thought
firefighters.
it was only like
Yeah.
6 total.
What they used
and
to
then
do-
you had to split them up.
What they used to do is a firefighter would split his time. If a rescue call came in, he'd jump on the rescue. If a fire call came in, he'd jump on the engine. You know, so they'd go crazy. So,
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Would you repeat again how many personnel firefighters there are?
We have about 200. Yeah.
Also, could you just tell us, like, how many days and hours you're off and on?
We work 24 hours on and 48 hours off. And I tell you, that first 24-hour period that you're off, you're a zombie. Okay. Here's what I mean. I was gonna do something, but I won't do it to you guys because you guys look like nice people. Okay. Because I was gonna scare the hell out of you. Okay. Here's what I tell people. Okay. Because I was gonna dim the lights, I was gonna have everybody nice and quiet, nice, and I was gonna ring an alarm in here, an actual bell. Okay. All right. So, but I want you guys to. Yeah, exactly. Well, I want you guys to understand something, okay? Now, fires aren't what kills us, okay? Those days are gone. What kills us now are heart attacks, okay? Heart attacks. Our average, Hollywood in specific, our average retirement length is 13 years. We die off after 13 years. That's been our average, okay? Firefighters, yes. Firefighters in Hollywood, their average lifespan after retirement is about 13 years, okay? That's been documented, it's been studied. And it's not so much because of the fires, because, you know, we don't have the fires that we used to have, but it is also the materials that are being built now, okay, put off more chemicals. Now, we're protected. I'm going to take you through the SCBA in a minute. We're better protected than we were before, but the diesel that the trucks put out, just all manner of contaminants out there, the stress level. The reason why I wanted to do that little test on you guys is when you have a heart going from 50, 60 beats per minute, okay, to 100 beats per minute, okay, And what I tell everybody when I do presentations is, okay, I want you guys to, when you go home tonight, I want you to set your alarm. I don't know what time you guys go to sleep. So if you go to sleep at 10, all right, I want you to set your alarm at 12 o'clock. All right, I want you to put your clothes on as quickly as possible and run out the door. Get in your car, drive around the block twice, get back in the bed. Okay? And I want you to do that 4 or 5 times throughout the night. Okay? That's what I want you to do. Now, when you put a heart through that 5, 6, 7 times in the middle of the night for 30, 32 years, that's why we don't last very long. Okay? Not only that, the cancers as well. Okay? We have one of the highest incidence of cancers of any occupation. So that's something that we're starting to look to study. Why? You know, yeah, a lot of people say, man, you guys have a lot of time off, but you know, that day you're a zombie. And you'll ask any firefighter, they're basically a zombie that next day. And
Especially if you're busy the night before.
well, exactly.
Or the day before.
Yeah, exactly. And we have one of the higher incidents of back injuries as well. We're constantly lifting patients off the ground and all that. So, yeah. But I wouldn't trade it for the world. You know, I decided when I was a kid, 12 years old, to be a firefighter and help the community. So, yeah, I did it in the military. I did it in the fire service. And, you know, so yeah, my pleasure. So, yes, ma'am.
Yes, Anthony, I want to tell you that Station 5 on New Year's Eve saved my life.
Did they really?
Yes, I was found, my husband found me unresponsive and blue.
Ooh, that's not good. All right, well, I'm glad you're here. Good. Yes, ma'am.
I read from your bio that you're a former Marine.
Yes, ma'am.
Tremendous brotherhood of.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and tremendous brotherhood in the fire stations, because I know that when, I think it was Derek, and I don't remember.
Yeah.
When he injured his neck and he was out of war, everyone in the fire department contributed to the point where they were working shifts for him, et cetera, and as much as his recovery was his own doing, it was the rest of the fire department.
Oh, yeah, yeah. The one thing that people don't understand is that there is a tremendous brotherhood in the fire service. Brotherhood, sisterhood, okay? We argue just like families, because 1/3 of our lives is spent with them, all right? You're going to have the guys that, just like any big family, that, you know, you get into it every once in a while. You got your troublemakers, you have, you run the gamut of people that, you know, some lazy guys that you have to school, but, you know, conflict resolution is part of our job as well. So, we'll see. Yes, ma'am.
What is the ratio of women in the fire department? Do you know?
Good question. We have one of the highest ratios of women in the fire service in the country. Okay, the average, I believe, is about 7 to 8, and we have pretty much we're at 12%, I believe. Yeah, we have a lot of females in the fire department. So. And they can, you know, I'll put them up against anyone. They can do that. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I wouldn't talk back to them. Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Yeah, since you have to respond equally to stub toes and possible strokes and heart attacks, can some sort of system be instituted where you have a dispatcher that does triage over the phone?
I'm sure that exists out there. Like I said, Miami-Dade employs a system like that, but it's BSO. We had a dispatch that was a Hollywood-specific fire dispatch.
Nice.
Yeah, and then almost all departments countywide went to a unified dispatch center. Yeah.
In Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, you have somebody sitting in Fort Lauderdale and telling us where to go, and yeah. So yeah, I'm sure, to answer your question, I'm sure it can be done. Just enough pressure has to be put on, you know, the administration or the city or whoever's in charge of that to make that change. Okay, as far as I'm concerned, I go wherever they need me, and you know, that's it. Yes, sir.
As far as new technology, as you leave the firehouse, do you have any printout on your truck as far as how many bedrooms in that structure?
That's what our every year we go through we don't really go to the houses. It's more commercial than anything. So yeah, as far as the houses go, not so much. The commercial properties, yeah, we'll have exactly where each room is, what room contains what for our safety. I wish it was that easy, but we can't go into people's houses and hey, let me look around. So usually it depends on the house. Like if it's an apartment, we'll know the layout of an apartment, and it's usually the same for every apartment. But a house is different.
Years ago, up in Jersey,
Oh,
there
boy.
used to be a program where you put little decals in the window for children, pets, or bedrooms,
Yeah.
you know, so that when you're shining the lights from the outside, when you approach a scene,
Right.
you can see what
Yeah.
you're
Right.
dealing with.
Right.
Might not be
I mean,
appropriate.
I'm always looking for more ways to improve the community. Okay, I'm always out there. I'm very big on the, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of the file of life. Okay, it's like a magnetic file that you put on your refrigerator. People think it's for old people, but it's not. It's for everybody. Because if I find you unconscious and I see that on the refrigerator that has all your information on there, I can tell what you're allergic to, what medication you take. There you go. What medication you take, and that in our profession, seconds count. Okay, seconds count because the more the seconds count, yeah. Because the less time the more time we spend trying to figure out what is wrong with you, what's going on, what your medical history is, the less time you are getting treatment. So, yes, sir.
Going along with how busy you guys are, have you guys considered merging with BSO?
They've talked about it. Okay, there's been talk, and I believe one of the chiefs that just left, you know, I honestly don't know if he was a proponent of it or not. Some members are, some members aren't. Some guys want to remain Hollywood. You know, that's something that is actually something that the community is in charge of. Basically, if you guys, you know, want us to merge with BSO or want us to remain Hollywood, that's up to the community. We, again, no matter what uniform we wear, we still do the job. Yeah, so yes, ma'am.
I saw something, a friend of my mother-in-law's who's in her 90s, lives by herself in a condominium, and she was asking me, she's not in this area, but she's concerned about when the fire department comes, if she called them and maybe couldn't get to the door, that they would break the door down. Is there not some kind of a box or something?
Yeah.
A universal key?
Well, I mean, it all depends on what she has in the house. If she has a Knox box that she has, if she is, you know, limited mobility, okay, that she needs someone, if she can't come to the door, if she's fallen, most of the time, if that box doesn't exist, we're getting in there. Okay, we have our universal key is the axe. Okay, that's our universal key. So we're getting in there. Now, if there is a box, it all depends on where you would want that box. We usually keep it in the front of the building. It's on the homeowner or business owners. It's on them to let us know where that box is and to give us a key to that box. We have a universal key that opens each of those boxes, and then each of those boxes inside have keys to the whole building. Yeah.
If you call the fire inspector's office, and I don't remember their telephone number, they'll give you the address of the company,
Yeah.
Knox Box, KNOX.
Yeah, like Fort Knox.
But you can put it on your front door.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Yeah. You can do that. Yes, ma'am. You're gonna throw something at me.
My question about impact windows
Mhm.
and doors.
I can saw right through an impact window like you wouldn't believe.
They explode inside but they don't break.
They don't break, no. They don't break, but if we have to get into it, because we've done it before, we have what's called a K-12, which is a really big saw. Cuts through that like nothing. Okay, but I mean, we'll usually try the front door because, no, it's not easy, but we'll usually try the front door.
When it's an impact door.
If it's an impact door, we're getting in no matter what. We're getting in. No, well, I mean, we're getting in. You know, we'll try to. What we do is we try to minimize the amount of damage. Okay, if I can get into your house without, you know, I mean, I'll shove one of our smaller guys into the house to try to open the door. You know, so.
Break the window?
We can. We'd rather not, you know, because but not an impact window. They're designed not to break.
Right.
You know, but if there's a fire or something like that, we need to open up an egress or something like that. We will cut, you know, a nice, neat little square to the window. So yes, ma'am.
What is the advantage of Hollywood Fire
I mean, there's an advantage and disadvantage to everything, I imagine. I mean, I don't know if other cities are happy with their service or not, okay? Because that's basically what the city does is it loses control of the fire department, and now BSO handles it. Now, fire departments handle things differently than, BSO handles things differently than we do. Hallandale handles things differently than we do, things like that. Now, Dania only has 2 people on their rescues. Okay, so you are looking at 2 firefighters showing up at your house if there's a cardiac arrest or something like that, and they'll have to wait to the engines, and that's yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, we've had in some of our calls, I think the heaviest patient we had was about 850 pounds. Okay, which the Tamarack has a special truck that comes. It has a winch, and it has a very big special bed. Sits down on it, it's rated for 1,000-something pounds, hook it up to their truck, and that's all they do. And then we have to follow them to the hospital, and that, you know, it's still our patient, but yeah, so that's it. We got, you know, if there's a problem, we got a solution for it, so. Yes, ma'am.
Were you going to show us some of the helmets?
Sure, I was just waiting. Any more questions? Okay. All right. These helmets over here are the actual Hollywood helmets, okay? It took me a lot to track these down. All right, so I think it's from the 20s on down. This is actually the helmet I wore on duty. This is my helmet as a firefighter. I got the red one now, but that one over here with the number 1, that's what's called the High Eagle. Okay, it's leather. It's really, really tiny. Okay, and very, very light. You're not going to get, you know, much protection of something falling on your head. Okay, but it is pretty. Yeah, this is the 20s. Yeah, this is called a senator model. Okay, I don't know. Maybe because it looks like the Capitol building. I don't know. You know. So, but it is a senator model. Okay, and it's you know, metal, which probably didn't feel too good and probably got real hot too. This is called the War Baby model because it was in the 40s. Okay, this is what the guys were fighting fires with during the war. This is the I don't know model. Okay, this belonged to one of our chiefs. Okay, but honestly, I don't know what model this is. Okay, so don't kill me for it. Huh? What's that? Oh, the year of that one. This is 40s. This has to be 50s, 60s. Yeah, yeah. This is the leather helmet. This now takes the more traditional firefighter helmet shape of today. And this was probably, they've been using these leather helmets, not Hollywood, but other fire departments, since, I'm talking maybe the late 1800s, okay? Our fire department's not that old, so, but this is probably for us, I believe 70s, okay? 70s, early 80s, all right? This is the helmet that I got hired with, okay? This is, you've seen these a bunch of times. It's more of a fiberglass, a resin composite, very heavy, okay? This is, like I said, it's the only thing that has become more heavy in our history is our helmets for some reason. Huh? And this is my baby right here. Okay, no. So, you know, because it's dirty. Huh? So, and I mean, you guys are welcome to put it on. It's really heavy. It does protect you. It's like a plastic composite as well. Have some drawings on there. So, you know, just like in the military, we like to personalize our stuff. Okay, and yes, sir.
How much weight your complete set of turnout?
It's about 70 pounds. Because on top of that, we have to carry all the tools. We have to carry the hose up the stairs. We can't use elevators. So, yes, and you'll see when this is over, you guys are more than welcome to come over here, take photos, but put it on if you want. If you guys want to put on my bunker gear, but before what the bunker gear was made of was a rubber jacket. Okay, and what they call 3/4 boots, which it came here up to here, and you just pull them up like waders. Okay, and that's how you fought fire. Don't ask me how, but all right. Those are all our SCBA. To pick them up and bring them to the front of the room would be, you know, pretty time-consuming. But I want you guys to take a look at them. Now, this here, this is interesting. Okay, This is a coupling. All right, I would say this is a coupling to our old hose. Okay, this is solid brass, so it weighs about 40 pounds. Okay, now each hose end has one of these. And if you're deploying 300-400 feet of hose, you got a lot of weight to drag. Not only that, when it's filled with water, man, let's just hope you put it in the right place before it fills up. Okay. Yeah.
Is there a reason why it has to be brass?
No, they're not brass anymore. No, they're not brass anymore. They'd be stealing all our hose. So, yeah. So, I mean, you're more than welcome to try to lift that up when you get a chance and when this is done. Yes.
8 pounds per gallon. You got a lot of.
Oh yeah, yeah. Now they're aluminum and they're really easy to move around. So, yes, ma'am.
Is that how you store it?
Yes, that's exactly how how it stands.
And you jump
I just jump right in, pull them up, put the jacket on, and the hood, helmet, SCBA, we're out the door.
That's how you're out in 6 minutes.
Yeah. No, we're not out in 6 minutes. We're to your house in 6 minutes. We have to be out. We try for 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes to get, out of the firehouse. Drop your food, drop your bar of soap, whatever, and dressed. And and sometimes there's suds on us when we're running out. So, but that is, we maintain meticulous records. So that is how we do it. And by our procedures, we have to be out and we have to be at your house in 6 minutes. See, now they don't let. What she said is that your father was a volunteer. When I used to do it in Maryland, okay, I was a fireman up in Maryland. We used to sleep with this next to our bed. The thing is, with all the cancer studies that they have, this has a lot of particulates. These are new because I had them washed the other day. But they have a lot of particulates and all that they let go in their bunk rooms, in the kitchen and all that stuff. So they don't want us to breathe all that stuff in. It's a lot of fiberglass. Everything that we fight fire, all that soot that accumulates on that, we end up, when it sloughs off, we end up breathing it. And that's what kills us. Yes, ma'am.
How many fires did you say, just guesstimate from last year, did you guys respond?
Let's see, of the 31,000 calls, I would say maybe 20% of those. Yeah, and you know what? That statistic is nationwide because again, we're getting so good at fire prevention and teaching people how to, and how not to do things. Candle safety. On our website, I have a whole community safety section for candle use, for everything, hurricane safety, barbecue safety, everything. I try to educate you guys on things that you're like generators, everything. Yes.
Hollywood firefighters, what is the
It's HollywoodProfessionalFirefighters.org. It's a long name. So, yes.
Her father did a presentation at a grammar school one day and talked to the class about fire prevention and about what happens, if your house catches on fire. And the kids got to check, wear the hats, and they were all excited. And one of the little girls, a week later, her house caught on fire.
Oh,
she
wow.
was able to save her entire family
Good.
because of what she had learned at
Good.
the fire prevention class.
Good. See, that's I like hearing that.
That was like his proudest moment.
I like hearing that.
So,
yeah. Because
so
I mean,
it does work.
Of course it does work.
And the kids absorb it like crazy.
And believe it or not, we do rescue cats. Okay, I happen to have 2 rescue cats at home that I rescued, and I just couldn't leave there. But you'll see us, they'll call us for ducks in a drain. Okay, a lot of ducks fall in the drain. We have to go down in there. Yeah, cats in the car engines, all that stuff. So, our goal is to. That's why we have the motto, always on duty for you, because no matter if we're on duty or off, we're always here for the community. So it's my goal to present more programs in the future to help everybody out. So, anybody else have any questions? Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. One of